Hey guys, yeah, I'm here to talk about NXT Stand and Deliver, which just happened by the time you're watching this a week and a half ago. As of this recording, just literally been a week since this show has happened. I will be doing WrestleMania 39 reviews. I should get up probably by the weekend. I can't confirm you 100%, but I can tell you I will try to make it as upload on the weekend my WrestleMania reviews for both night 1 and night 2. But first, let's talk about Stand Deliver. It was kind of mixed bag. The show overall was decent, I will say. It has some really good stuff, not so good stuff. But really, that's what you come to expect with this new era of NXT. Although I will say, in all honesty, I've been really trying to. I watched a little bit of the product for NXT recently, and I can say, even with the bill, I can say I enjoy a little bit of NXT now than I was, let's say, a year ago. Like, I don't think it's ever gonna be as good as the golden years of NXT. Like, I don't know, like 2018, like 2016, 2015, oh, like 2015, 2019-ish era. Like, those were the golden years of NXT. Like, it's never, I don't think it's ever going to be as good as that era, but for the roster they have and what I've seen, I enjoy a little bit better than it was a year ago. That's the most generous way I can say about the product of NXT now. So yeah. So let's not sugarcoat it. Let's get on to the show with the NXT Women's Championship ladder match with Roxanne Perez defending against Indy Hartwell, Zoe Stark, Tiffany Stratton, Gigi Dolan, Lara Valkyra, that's her name, and Indy Hartwell. So yeah. So the ladder match for the NXT Women's title. The I will spoil that. I do want to say one thing. Doesn't isn't a ladder match overused a lot? Shawn Michaels is running anything and by God, by hook or by crook, he's gonna make sure to put a fucking ladder match on there on an NXT special live event. He's there's been a shit tons of ladder matches, especially with NXT. Like, it's been a ton of them. And to me, this was just okay. Like, at first, I think this was a mixed bag match, a mess of a mixed bag match to me. Like, the first into the match was kind of like they were not look good. Like, it kind of started out a little bit slow. Instead of normally with that match, you could expect a fast paced, high intense action, and it really wasn't going to be. And so the story of this was heading in was Watson was being concussed after, I know, I don't think she was like concussed, but she passed out during an NXT Women's Title match last month, and then she was passed out. And I will say the angle was well done. I will say that. And then, and then like, and then they spend the whole week, the next few weeks, qualifying matches for in the ladders matches for like the NXT Women's Title. Like they were potentially like the whole shit was a little confusing. Like at the beginning, where like they did say they were gonna have qualifying matches to get to that match for the NXT Women's Title, but they didn't really strip Ross and Perez of the title. And my thinking was, well, she's going to be added at the last minute, and that's what pretty much happened. But the way they kind of did it was they could have been a little more clear with it, and they just didn't. That's what I will say. And Rasen didn't really play a big part in the match. You think as the bitter call for it. Like, if anything, this was kind of Indy's Hartwell story in this match. So, yeah, like, and I think you could see why you saw the finish and the way that it happened. But so the start of the match wasn't good, but I think like the last like one, like the last the last 5 minutes of the match were really intense. Like you had Gigi Doyle was about to win, but then Jesse Jane came out and interfered. You got Tiffany Stratton. It looked like he was gonna retreat the tire, but then she landed pretty much face back first to the fucking floor with the rest of barely catching and oh my god, after her like a son of a bitch. Like, god damn, like, it's a fucking miracle she could even stand up on her own 2 feet after this. Like, Jesus. That was so fucking brutal. Like, Tiffany started laying it back, but like clear back first to the floor with the Westers, trying to catch it, but not really doing it. So, yeah. And then Indy Hartwell was the only standing. Like, like she had basically like was like about to retreat, like then I don't know where Dexter Loomis like straight down, like he came into the ring, really Hartwell, and then Dexter Loomis had Indy held up in her arms, and Indy climbs the ladder, and Indy retrieves the belt, and Indy Hartwell is the new NXT Women's Champion. Like, what? Like, yeah, that was a little bit surprising. I kind of knew the title was changing hands because I thought the story would be Roxanne Luke was about to win the whole thing, but then she get interrupted by Tiffany Stratton or something like that. But knowing the Hartwell wins here, so and it was a nice, cool moment. It was a cool ending to this match, but like I don't think she's gonna be a long-term champion. I don't think. I don't think she's meant for it, in my opinion. So she should enjoy while it lasts, I guess. But yeah, this ladder was pretty for the most part. But the last couple of minutes of this really save it. Really kind of say a little bit of this match. So yeah, the NXT Tag Team titles, Gallows were defending against the Creed brothers versus Tony D'Angelo and Stacks. Now did not really pay any attention to it. I was kind of half pay attention to it. And for what I saw, it was meh again. It was average to me. Like, yeah, like I kind of expect a little more with the guys in it, but yeah, they really did not impress me that much. So it was okay, but nothing to write home about. So Gallows retained their titles, and that was it. Yeah. So the next match was kind of running from National Night, and I will not blame you if it was for the NXT North American Championship. The defending champion Wesley defending against Aja Dragunov, JD McDonald, Asium, and Dragon Lee, which he was making his NXT debut in this, and wow, like that was some fast-paced, high path that I was talking about that the NXT Women's Championship ladder match was lacking. You got here this man, and yeah, now you could see why they made Wesley the North American champion, Oscar, because he always seems to have quality matches recently with those special events of NXT, like the match he had with Dominic Dijak at NXT, like Vengeance Day, like that was a really good shit. And here you got another really good ass shit with the Fatal Five Way. Dragon, he made a good impression, and all five, really all five, like made a good impression in this match. Like that was some fast paced action, and yeah, this was some really great stuff. And I'm happy. I'm kind of glad. And I'm really glad that Wesley retains it. I think, but I think GD McDonald was like, let me see, like JD McDonald, like can't think of like his name is kind of like Ronald McDonald. like the last name kind of sounds flesh in my head when I think of that name. But I think he kind of deserves a run in for the NXT North American title eventually. I think Dragon Lee as well, but nothing. This guy can be ashamed of this mess. That's some really great stuff. Then here comes one of the few major key big matches on this. It's the unsanctioned match between Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano back in NXT for only one night against Grayson Waller. So when Johnny was before he returned to the main roster 2022, he left NXT getting pretty much attacked by Grayson Waller, like powerball him to the table, sending him out of NXT for literally a year, and then until Grayson Waller was running rap, was getting his ego apparently was out of control. He was attacking Shawn Michaels, his basically his boss, and then it led to a segment between him and Michaels who look like Michaels' teeth and coming out with time, but really he was just about to say another guy who just bleeds, like he said, who just bleeds, and they say even more than he does, and I call Johnny Gargano stuff, and yeah, really good stuff, and yeah, like out of all the NXT out of all the guys that came into this new NXT and pretty much grown on me with each passing time, Grayson Waller really has grown on me in every way of turn, and especially in this build up. Yeah, I think what this match really proved, he's kind of ready for the main roster. He was, like, and he went toe to toe with Johnny Gargano. This match, it wasn't like on the high standards of Johnny's previous NXT takeover smashes, but you better believe when he's on a big stage on the NXT like this, he always seems to deliver at every fucking turn. And yeah, these two fucking killed it. So really brutal match. They had nice, really good psychology there. Even with the verbal exchanges with the verbal from Grace and Wall, that was so great. He had some great cameo for Candice LeRae to Candlestick. That was really good. It had a lot of callbacks to Johnny's previous old NXT matches. So yeah, this was some really good, really great stuff. I think I enjoyed the Fatal Five-Way match a little more, but this was close second. This was easily, Johnny Gargano gave Grayson Waller the best match of his life. He gave, Grayson Waller really shined in this match. Yeah. And Johnny Gargano wins, which I kind of knew will happen. Since, I think that was... The story was going to come with Johnny finally getting his revenge for him ruining his NXT farewell like a year and a half ago. So, I kind of knew he would win. And like I said in the preview, in my short video, in my preview prediction plan that Steve Stand and Deliver, I kind of said I kind of want to see Grayson on the main roster and potentially continue his feud with Johnny. As of now, it still has to happen, but that is something I would like to see eventually when Grayson Waller does call up to the main roster. So, yeah, but really kick-ass match between Johnny and Grayson. So next up is the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. You got Alpha Fire and Issa Dawn versus the champion Fallen Henry and Kiana James. This was this match purely existed to do two things: to get the titles off Kiana James and Fallon Henry, and get into Alba Fire and Issa Dawn, and to advance the story of Fallon Henry and Kiana James. Then you had a love triangle, and they had, well, not really love, but some jealousy love between the two dudes in the corner in the back. Don't really know that much, but I know about this story between Fallon Henry and Kiana James. There was a jealousy and love. There's some hints to it, and it play a factor of them losing the tag team titles to Alba Fire and Issa Dawn. So the match, I think this was technically the most forgettable, worst match of that night. So, it was borderline bad, but not really the direction, not this it was kind of boring this match, but like this was just to extend the story of Fallon, Henry, and Kiana Jane, and to get and to put the belts above Fallon and Ace Adonis. So yeah, not much to say about this match, but it was the result I expect. So yeah. So main event time for the NXT Championship. You got Carmelo Hayes trying to take the belt of the reigning champion Braun Breaker. This was billed as the biggest match of the whole 2.0 since they've been they've been with NXT 2.0. At the time it was called 2.0, like 2021 when those two guys came up. They kind of came up at the same time. Like, Carmelo, I remember him starting up a little bit before Braun Breaker, but those two weren't far behind their time starting. And this is what the new era NXT was kind of building up to is this match between Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker from the NXT title. And this was a bit disappointing. Like for what we got, it was really good, but I kind of expected a lot between for a match like this that they pretty much have built up for like what the last 18 months of this, and like for what we got, it was good. I really wanted it to be great, and it kind of wasn't at all. Like this match could have easily been another because this match was like what 15, 16 minutes. These two could have went another 5, 10 minutes, another 5, 10 minutes at best. This could have been great, but as it was just good. For what we got, it was good. I expected it to be great, but and yeah, like even like with the overbooking of Trick Williams costing, I don't know, but like I thought the interference itself was kind of unnecessary because because the whole bill was kind of calling for Carmelo Hayes to win this on his own without some backup shit. And when he came out and called and attacked Braun Breaker, excuse me. When I saw that, I was like, really? This is your big NXT time, and this is how they're gonna fucking end with this on a WrestleMania weekend of all places. But thankfully, Braun kicked out, and they had the fair where I kind of expected to be with Carmelo Hayes. He did the leg drop finisher for the top rope and win the match. And Carmelo Hayes the new NXT champion. And it was time. Really, like it was time. Like Braun Breaker had a year title reign of NXT. He had his due. For the most part, it was good. In some parts, it was good. All the time wasn't great. The booking, at the first half when it started was not good. Some of the fields we had were not great. Like the one with Joe Gacy was kind of goofy, but eventually he had some really good matches. So the title reign got good by the middle to the end. But yeah, it was time to give Carmelo Hayes his due. Like, yeah, like he was ready as he was ever going to be for this at this point. So Yeah. So I expect in a not distant future, apparently Braun Breaker turned heel on Carmelo Hayes, which now Carmelo's the face and Braun's the heel. I do expect a rematch between both of them, and then eventually I see Braun Breaker calling up to the main roster because, like I said just now, I think it's time for him. And with this new heel character that kind of been going with him, see they were going to go with, I really to what I really to what he could do on this. So yeah. So that was your NXT Stand and Deliver. It was like I said, a decent show. Some good stuff, not so good stuff. But that's what you kind of expect with this new NXT. Like I said at the beginning of the video. So yeah, so that was my NXT Stand and Deliver review. I will see you for both my WrestleMania reviews from night 1, night 2. Like this video if you haven't. Subscribe over there. Tell me what you think about NXT Stand Deliver in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve these missions.